Yeah. Just to start now.
Yeah, to make the bridge. Construction of the bridge is disaster. I don't leave right away. It's stuck on the bridge.
Chabad.
Every week. Disaster. With your permission. The Gemara comes with the terrible statement, terrifying. The person doesn't mourn on Yerushalayim, Chas v'Shalom, will not be able to see Yeshua of Yerushalayim. And no way besimchata. It means the mourning is necessary to have the simcha of Yerushalayim. It doesn't say to go love Yerushalayim. It says, אינו רואה בשמחתה, שנאמר, עשיתי אותה משוש. כל המתאבלים עליה. פסוק הנביא. Whoever mourn, he's going to be happy with Yerushalayim. That's restrictions on those days now. Start as today, 9 days, no meat, no wine. Mourn on Yerushalayim. Gemara comes and say another statement also very frightful. The generation of the Mikdash is not being built in his time. It is like he caused the destruction. It's like caused the destruction. It happened 2,000 years ago, maybe more than 2,000 years ago. Well, there's a book, it's called Selected Speeches. His name was Rabbi Schwab, wrote it. Whether he proves the date that we think we are is the wrong date. He went, found that the archives in Iran is a gap. And our calendar, we chose, is backed up 135 years. And he proves it. He's not the first one, he proves it. If you know the calculation, how do we come to this 5,783? If you know, you see the calculations, but you said we can figure out that something is wrong. Because the date based on the 70 years time between first Beit HaMikdash, second Beit HaMikdash. And that's not true. You read the Gemara and you see it's not true. After 70 years was the party for Hashverosh. But Beit HaMikdash was not on, so you can't start counting second Beit HaMikdash after 70 years. It's wrong, completely wrong. But this we don't know how big the gap is. Rabbi Schwab brings in the book that found out in Iran there's another king and two kings in between. Chachamim had a reason to hide the date. So it's not Tafshin Pei Gimel, it's much later. But the Gemara says, but it doesn't matter. If you don't have Beit HaMikdash in your time, it means you destroyed it. I destroyed it. It's over 2,000 years ago. I didn't destroy it. You can tell me I did more than enough. Okay, destroy it. It means you have the ability to rebuild it. It means the Gemara hints to us, as usually the Gemara hints and tells us what you got to do. If you didn't do it, you didn't mean destroy it. It means what do you have to do? Must be something has to be done. And that's really what the Gemara means now. Those 9 days, 8 days until Tisha B'Av are crucial. In order for us, as the Gemara says, Mashiach arrived at Tisha B'Av, that Hashem injects a special energy in somebody's heart, that he will be able to redeem Am Yisrael and get them out of the exile. Today was Yosef Aharon HaKohen. Rosh Chodesh, Av, Menachem Av, Yosef Aharon HaKohen. Says Shulchan Aruch, Ta'anit Tzadikim. Even though Rosh Chodesh, we know we're not supposed to do Ta'anit, to fast. But Shulchan Aruch says, Rosh Chodesh Menachem Av, Ta'anit Tzadikim. There's a list. In Shulchan Aruch, certain days, it's called Ta'anit Tzadikim. It's not mandatory. It's not an obligation, but you should know some people maybe did fast today, but Shulchan Aruch recommends people to fast on Rosh Chodesh Menachem. Aaron HaKohen. And it doesn't say about other things to fast. But the question is, the only so-called we call Yortzeit, we know the death of someone in the Torah is Aharon. It doesn't say in the Torah when is really the date Moshe Rabbeinu passed away. It doesn't say Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Yosef, you don't know. Well, even that we think that Moshe Rabbeinu's Yortzeit is Zayin Adar, there's another opinion in the Gemara, it's never wasn't there. But Aaron HaKohen is no argument. Today, if you did light a candle, you did right. You light and Zayin Adar, maybe yes, hopefully, okay. Why the Torah had to have Aaron HaKohen's Yortzeit in the Torah? First of all, it doesn't matter. But you're going to say Kaddish for him. You're going to look for his grave. What does it make? The Torah has to tell you the date. If it's important, the date, the Torah should have said when Moshe Rabbeinu passed away. Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Yosef, Tzadikim, Amram. Torah is not a history book. So what is significant? The Torah says, Aaron's Yortzeit, first day, Menachem HaChodesh HaChamishi B'Echad LaChodesh. This week parasha we read, Baruch Hashem, Happened to be also that the date that Aaron died, being mentioned in the Torah now. Aaron didn't die last week. Aaron died Parshat Chukat. Aaron died Parshat Chukat, the Torah doesn't say anything. Aaron died, he's 123 years old, and he died on the first day of Menachem. I think Aaron died. All of a sudden, the information here. It's why it's so-called, why did the Torah omit the information on his actual death? When he died, the Torah should have said, he died on Rosh Chodesh Menachem Av. That thing. Last week. Why last week? Last week is Parshat Mas'eh. So, it's so-called, it's conclusion of what happened in the desert. Then the Torah says, you know what, we came to a place called Horah, there the Aaron died, and he was 123, and then Rosh Chodesh Nisan, Rosh Chodesh Menachem Av. What happened? How come Torah forgot to tell us when he died if it's so important? What do you know about Aaron? Not too much we don't know about him. We know about him, one thing, not really in the Torah so much information, but in Sefer Divrei Hayamim, Ezra Nehemiah wrote so-called the diary of Am Yisrael from the beginning. Over there, Ezra Nehemiah wrote, Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, comes to Aaron, they gave him a title, Kodesh Kodashim. Can you imagine? A person has the privilege to be called the holiest of the holiest. I would expect a Sefer Tzaddik to be holiest of the holiest. Moshe Rabbeinu, Chetzol Lemala Elokim, the Gemara says, the upper part of Moshe Rabbeinu was like an angel. No, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moshe. Aaron, Kodesh Kodashim. What do you know about him? You don't know Kodesh Kodashim. What do you know? Avshalom, Avshalom. Okay, yeah, so. But to get a title like this, Kodesh Kodashim, nothing. An instruction of Beit HaMikdash, of course, is an important thing. The Mishnah tells us that 5 things happened on Tisha B'Av. The first was the decree on 600,000 people not to get to Eretz Israel. Okay. I don't say it's nothing. But if you compare it to all the Holocausts that we had in our life, in our generations, 600,000 is a small change. Small change. What the Crusade did, what people in Spain, in Portugal, massacre, but after massacre. I look in the last Holocaust. So all the time, massacre. It's nothing, huh? Kamilevsky, yeah. Millions of Jews, plus Hitler in Europe. Disaster. I don't say 600 is a major thing. I don't say it's nothing. But still, that's the problem. What's the problem? This one part. The Mishnah says the first thing on Tisha B'Av. נגזר על אבותינו, זה גזירת not to go to Eretz Israel. The point, imagine it die. First bit of Midrash, second bit of Midrash. Again, we read it. What is this? Bit of Midrash, again, we know bit of Midrash. It's not discussed, yeah. Second bit of Midrash. Then the Mishnah says, city of Betar, Bar-Kochba, the Mashiach, the Rambam says, נהרג בעוונות. And then the last thing the Mishnah says, somebody came and plowed Yerushalayim. Couldn't find the place to Beit HaMikdash. Okay. You can't compare it to the other four things. I mean, to that, the last three things. But still, the Mishnah says, this you should have. Shabbat is coming. You say, what happened to Shabbat? It's not just Beit HaMikdash. It's all the things together. The Mishnah decided to write them. So it must be that it's a common thing between them, among them. And the Gemara tells us. So now you have to know what to do on Tisha B'Av. Of course, you have to mourn. So if you go back to the Torah tells us a story like this. That when Hashem met Moshe Rabbeinu the first time, and he asked him to go redeem Israel, Moshe argued with HaKadosh Baruch Hu for 7 days. On the 7th day, Moshe said, Hashem, I'm not going. Send wherever you want. The Torah, the text reads like this, Hashem got very upset. Hashem was upset with Moshe. And so Hashem told me, you know what? Your brother is a Levi. You're supposed to be a Kohen. Says the Gemara, what it means is, Hashem told him, Moshe, you're not going to be a Kohen, your brother's going to be a Kohen, and you're a Levi. What this has to do with me, I just said I don't want to go. Hashem does not just take a punishment out of his sleeve and say, okay, you know what? Because it is. Usually, the punishments Hashem gives, it's called midah k'neged midah. Whatever you do, Hashem will do it to you. What you did to somebody, it's going to happen to you. Hashem doesn't want to go. Hashem says, you know what? Your brother is supposed to be a Levi, and you're supposed to be a Kohen. And say, no more. And he says, what is it all about? Why my brother is supposed to be a Levi and I'm supposed to be a Kohen? I don't understand it. And if I do understand, what is the switch now? Because I said, send whatever you want. What does it mean? Hashem is upset. What Hashem is upset? Torah says Hashem is upset. I said, Hashem is upset at what? Because Moshe doesn't want to go? So, Hashem is upset because of it. He's not upset because of it. Because you're upset if somebody does a sin or something. Okay. And the Gemara tells us that Moshe Rabbeinu was humble, he doesn't want to go, he didn't want to hurt Aaron. The second day of creation, Hashem created angels. He created the interior minister, the most important angel of mercy. Shmo Kishem Rabo. His name is like the name of Hashem. Excuse me. Numerical value of his name. His name, Tet, Reish, Vav, and Nun, is equal to Shin and Dal is New. So, tell us how important this angel is. And Hashem created him, it means part of Hashem, of course. The angel stood up in Shamayim and said a statement. Yehud Hashem Olam, Smach Hashem Ma'asav. Hashem should be happy with his creation. What does it mean exactly? What does it mean? By the way, this is, Ari says, this is how Psukei Zimra is one of the most important parts of Psukei Zimra. Never skip that paragraph after Mizmor Torah. And what is this all about? Hashem should be happy with us. Of course, we don't have an angel for this. But the Gemara tells us, Zohar, the Gemara tells us, Hashem created this world with 4 materials. So every object, people, everything, they have a certain percentage of every material. The first thing that Hashem used was fire. So before Hashem created this world, first Hashem made fire, so-called. And fire in Hebrew is called Esh. So the last letter of the word Esh is Shin. The second creation, Hashem created water. In Hebrew is Mayim. The last letter of the word Mayim is Mem. The next, Hashem created wind. In Hebrew it's called Ruach. The last letter is Chet. The last material Hashem used, earth, so-called Adama. The last letter is Hey. And it says Shin of Esh, Mem of Mayim, Chet of Ruach, and He of Adama makes Simcha. Simcha. It means the back of creation that so-called pushes the world and let the water exist is Yismach Hashem Ma'aseh. That's what this angel said. Hashem should be happy because happiness, glad, that's holds the world. When Hashem is upset, it's the opposite. So things don't go the way Hashem wants, if we say the right thing. So this is the purpose of creation. And that's the purpose that Hashem should be happy. It means we have to make sure that Hashem is happy. That's our job. I said, we don't want the Creator to be upset, not because you don't want him to be upset, because you want him to be happy. That's the goal in life, you should know. And it says, Nu oz Elokim, oz echvam komo, psukim in Hodu. It says, Smach Hashem ma'asav. I says, that's our job. Because Hashem created us. So of course, we don't want him not to be happy with what he did. But it's a little bit further, we want him to be happy. And how does it go? The Gemara says, if you're happy, Hashem is happy. If you're upset, Hashem is upset. Because part of Hashem is now in us. So Hashem so-called is also, it's like a mirror effect. I says, if you're upset, Gemara says, Hashem says, oh, he's upset. My son is upset. Oh, it makes you upset. Like his son comes home, he's upset. Is he upset? Already look at him, upset. What happened? What happened to this? He's upset. When Hashem looks at somebody and says, he's upset, so Hashem already automatically is upset, but it's even stronger and deeper than that. Actually, you so-called shoot energy of sadness to Shamayim and Hashem is upset. And that's the goal in life. It's the sin of Adam Arishon, he wasn't upset, and it's continuing with Noah. Come to Torah, I want to explain to you something about Moshe and Aaron. Says the Gemara, Moshe and Aaron, sometimes it says in the Torah, first Moshe and Aaron, sometimes it says Aaron and Moshe. Says the Gemara, to tell you the equal. Equal? What do you mean equal? Yeah, equal. Everybody knows Moshe is Moshe Rabbeinu. Aaron is Aaron HaKohen. He said, no! The equal. What's the equal? What the equal? It says, the Zohar says you should know a job. The Zohar says the person has to know his job in this world. That some people have certain jobs, some people don't have it. They have different jobs. They can't. There's a Mishnah says, don't judge somebody. How come that somebody did it? He says, how come he did it? Because if you would be in his position, you would do all the same thing. But you have different correction, different tikkun. So for you, it's how come he did it? I says every person has different yitzhar because he has different tikkun. So he has to fight yitzhar. As the Mishnah said, listen, don't judge nobody. Don't judge nobody because you don't know. You don't know. You're not him. If you would be in his place, it would be even worse than that. You don't know. Leave it alone. Says the Zohar, says the Zohar, the job of the Levi is to be happy. That's your job. That's why in Bet HaMikdash, the Levim used to sing and play the instruments. Why the Levim? Why Levim? Levi. Not only that, the Gemara says, a Levi, that was his job was to play the instrument. If he went to do another job, Hayav Mita, Hashem is going to kill him. He says, what happened? But I want to go over there. I want to help to close the doors, open the doors. So the Levim is to open the doors, they got the keys. So Gemara says, no, some Levim, you've got to sing. He is going to open. He says, whatever, don't ask. It's something in your neshama. Why you have to sing? Why you have to, he's to close? But see later, maybe find out. But the main thing is singing, because the Levi, says the Zohar, usually is somebody is not so happy. Nothing's wrong with him. All he says has to do with Nishmat Kain. All he says, everybody, whoever is not so happy all the time, not smiling, laughing all the time, because you have part of Kain. part of Cain inside you, that you got it from Noach's wife, that she was Cain's granddaughter, Naama. It says that I'm upset. So, no reason. No reason. Because you have inside you, your job is to be happy. Remember, Hashem tells Cain, how come you look upset? I look upset. The Torah writes in the Torah, Hashem talks to Cain and says, how come you're upset? The Torah is not a story. It's to tell you, Cain is upset. Because this is tikkun to be happy. And it's a whole fight with heaven because he's not happy. So that's what the Torah says. And the Bet HaMikdash, Levim used to slaughter animals, but the Levim are a strong personality, and your job is, even if you have strong personality, you got to be happy, you have to sing. Kohen is different. Kohen is midat chesed, Kohen is kindness, it can be always happy, no problem. The Gemara tells us, the Mishnah tells us, the Kohanim are very, very nervous people. One Kohen pushed another Kohen from the altar, another one steps another Kohen. Nervous people. Because Chachamim say, well, there's too much pressure, but there's too much pressure with all these sacrifices. It's true. The secret behind it. The Kohen should have been a Levi, Levi should have been a Kohen in our time. Because the first Kohen supposed to be Moshe Rabbeinu. Aaron is the Levi. So therefore, Aaron was always happy. Shinehemar, says Torah, V'racha v'samach b'libo. Hashem tells Moshe, you know what? Aaron is supposed to be a Levi and you a Kohen. But Aaron does the job. He don't do the job. Aaron does the job. He's a Levi, but he's happy. He's happy in his heart. His heart, in his heart. Because the happiness is in the heart. The happiness is in the heart, the Gemara says. Lev sameach. Lev sameach. The heart, when you want to laugh. So you have to be happy. The laughing comes from the spleen, but happiness is from the heart. I says, Moshe, I want you to go to Rimam Israel. Argue with Hashem, back and forth. Send wherever you want. Huh? What? You upset, Moshe? Moshe says, you're upset? Yeah. So the Gemara says, Moshe, before he died, told Hashem, one time I did something. Hashem says, oh, don't say one time. 6 times the Gemara says, you did the wrong thing and upsetting. Last week, Parashat Matot, Moshe, Bnei Gad Reuven came to him and asked him, we want to go, we want to stay here. Moshe said, Tarbut Anashim Chataim, what's wrong with you people? And before Moshe hit the rock, he screamed at Israel, Shimu Na'amorim. Nothing's wrong with Moshe Rabbeinu. But you cannot go to Eretz Israel if you're not happy. That's the secret behind it. Eretz Israel is the place of happiness. And the Satan wants everybody to fight over there, not to be happy. That's the secret. And here Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, look, sorry, what do you say? I should say no, let me tell you something. Your brother is a Levi. He is supposed to be so-called not so happy. But he does the right thing. He's happy all the time. He's happy. I said, okay, so he's going to be the Kohen because he did his job. Now you exchange with him. You're going to be the Levi. Let me see if you can have it. And then Torah will tell you, Moshe goes down to Egypt, and he goes back to Hashem and says, why did you send me to him? Since I came, things got worse. He says, oh, that's what you spoke to me? I said, it's not a story. And it means that you have a hard test to be happy in all the situations. This is your job. This is the interior minister said. You got to be happy all the time. If you're not happy all the time, so it's going to cause that Hashem is not going to be happy. As Hashem was upset with Moshe, said, that is punishment. It's not that Hashem decided, okay, you're going to be a Levi on the Kohen. No. Because a Levi's job is to be happy. Let's see if you can accomplish it. Because you didn't do your job, because you're supposed to be a Kohen. By the way, remember a few weeks ago, Parshat Balotcha, Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, I want you to make trumpets for yourself. Trumpets? I says, this is going to be, to call Israel, and to call a meeting, to go to a war, to Bet HaMikdash, and they're going to blow trumpets. I said, Gemara says, Hashem told Moshe Rabbeinu, you got to make the trumpet. I got to make the trumpet. Why? I got the trumpet. I go to the store. There's a music store. I buy a trumpet over there. No. You have to make trumpet. Gemara says the trumpet Moshe Rabbeinu made, they buried next to Moshe. I said, what's the trumpet? What's the secret of the trumpet? Because trumpet is something that the sound of the trumpet is called singing. Mikdash used to use trumpet every day. Even though Shana used to trumpet in Mikdash. And this is because this Moshe is your job now. Because now you became a Levi, you need trumpets. Aaron doesn't need trumpets. That's what it says, Aaron Moshe Eikol. So Aaron did the job. That's why it's called Kodesh Kodashim. Fulfilled your job completely. As what Rashi said, we don't know why Aaron died. Aaron died, you have no idea why Aaron died. By the way, says the Rambam, every prophet used to walk on the street, he had an instrument. Says the Rambam, for example, you remember Miriam? She came out of Egypt, she had a trumpet. How do you get a trumpet? How do you get a trumpet? The Rambam writes, every Navi used to have an instrument next to him. Because that's the goal, to be a prophet, but you got to be happy all the time. You better have an instrument, right? All the time you have to have an harp or something, or violin. It's only the job. If that's the task, if that's what the whole thing is all about, now we come back. Well, on your side. When is this? Today. It's the Mishnah. Today, the Gemara. As of today, the happiness is down. You want to know why? Really? Because Aaron died. This is Torah emphasizes. Last week parasha. Not 2 weeks ago, because this week parasha always comes in the 3 weeks, just before Tisha B'Av. I want you to understand something. Aaron is the real reason for creation. And that's how the Gemara tells us. Sukkot, what do you know about Sukkot? The Gemara says in the Torah 3 times to be happy on Sukkot. Once, Shavuot, nothing on Pesach. But Sukkot, happy. Everybody has Sukkot, Simcha B'Tosheva, happiness, dancing. They made sure Simchat Torah comes on Sukkot. So what is this? Says the Gemara, tell you what. The Sukkah is Zecher L'Ananei HaKavod, to remember the clouds in the desert. How come I don't do something else? To remember Moshe, Miriam, also, the man. No, I think the main thing is the cloud of Hashem. What's the cloud? Is happiness. And it says you have the mitzvah of Sukkah, it's coming up. And so what is Sukkah all about? You have to have in mind. You sit in the Sukkah, so what I have in mind? The cloud. The cloud. This is like a joke. To remember why we had a cloud in the desert. Because Hashem came to the desert. Or he was on top of us. Okay. And it says, what is the root of the cloud? How come Hashem came to the desert with the cloud? Hashem came with the cloud because it's the root of Aaron. So why? Because Aaron was in Simcha, he did the job. And that's why you read the Gemara, the Mishnah, what happened? Sukkot, in Mikdash, dancing, didn't go to sleep. 7 days, all of Israel dancing. They didn't go to sleep, didn't live at the Mikdash. What do you know about Sukkot? What's Sukkot? Why don't you make it on Pesach also? Make a Jubilee on Pesach. Make some Jubilee on Shavuot. No, only Sukkot. Why? Sukkot, what's the Sukkah? Sukkah means the cloud. What's the cloud? Cloud means Aaron HaKohen. Aaron HaKohen, he supposed to be a Levi, but he made so-called the job, what he had to do to be happy. That's Sukkah, that's house. And that's what the Hashem wants from you. Hashem wants to be happy. Okay, so the disaster of Tisha B'Av is not disaster. It means lack of happiness. That's the problem. And actually, excuse me, as the Gemara tells us, the Torah tells us. We're going to read this week. Hashem. And everybody died. Hashem spoke to me. Says the Gemara, 30 days Hashem didn't speak to Moshe Rabbeinu. Can you imagine? 30 days Hashem didn't speak to him. You know why? Because people died. Hashem is upset. There's no connection. He can't speak to Hashem. So the whole concept of our life, says the Ramban, you should know, you know what job is? Come and sing to Hashem. Says, thank you very much. There's more to do. That's it. And that's the Chachamim say, Mashiach will come. Amen. The Siddur will be cancelled. You're just going to sing without stopping Mizmor LeTorah. Thank you, Hashem, thank you, all the time, because that's what the interior minister said. Because when you say it, Hashem is happy. Not because you just want to make Hashem happy. Because Hashem is going to be happy because you're happy. So if you're not happy, you cause Hashem not happy. And that's what the Gemara says, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, since Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, Hashem is until today cries daily. That's what the Gemara says. You have to mourn in Yerushalayim. But you have to know the goal is Sisit HaMatzot. The goal is to sing in Yerushalayim. It's not the goal to have Yerushalayim. Mashiach is going to come, says the Gemara, Hebetz Nitchei Israel, Echin Zor Shel Amalek, destroy Amalek. He's destroyed second Beit HaMikdash. Ve'ivnei Bet HaBchira Beit HaMikdash. You know Beit HaMikdash? Hashem doesn't want Beit HaMikdash. You know what the Mikdash is? Mikdash is a place of singing. That's it. This is Mirot of Shabbat. Karibon. Mikdash Yechtuv. Ata v'yechdun ruchim enafshi. You want Mashiach? I want the Mikdash. Why you want the Mikdash? For what? Because I want to be happy in Beit HaMikdash. The center of happiness is Beit HaMikdash. The center of happiness is Yerushalayim. And that's the mourning. The mourning, not Beit HaMikdash was destroyed. But that's not really the depth of it. The depth of it is there is no place of happiness. Not for us, but not for Hashem. So we want to build Yerushalayim because we want to be happy in Yerushalayim, for Hashem to be happy. That's the goal. Okay, fine. Okay, what is to do Tisha B'Av? So listen, I'll tell you what. Today was reduce. Why? Because Aaron is not here. Aaron is not here. The cloud is not here. Hashem is not here. There's no happiness. Okay. What is supposed to do? He tell us the job is something else makes you happy. It makes Hashem happy. Torah. As the Zohar says, Am Yisrael and HaKadosh Baruch Hu Torah is one unit. What do you mean one unit? Zohar says, if you learn Torah and you don't sing while you learn Torah, better off, your mother should have had a miscarriage. Excuse me? I learned Torah, I read it. Nice. Zohar says, Kol hashoneh belo zimra. You got to be happy when you learn Baruch Hashem. You finish Gemara, Baruch Hashem, you make a party. What's a party? Finish Gemara. Because the Torah demands from you happiness. And the real happiness, because they are Hashem Yisharim Mesamchei Lev. I say every Shabbat, I say Tehillim. The Torah makes your heart happy. This Aaron HaKohen. Racha v'samach belibo. It says your heart will be happy if you learn Torah. You learn Torah, you'll be happy. It means Hashem sees you happy, He's happy. So you make Hashem happy. It says wine, same thing. It means, says the Gemara says, not wine. We have wine, you have to have one thing in your mind, the Gemara says. Wine in Hebrew is called yain, the American value is 70. Secret, a sword, in Hebrew is 70. Wine will make you understand the secrets of the Torah. That's the purpose of wine, not to have wine. And that, Chachamim say, yes, Av is coming, it says, happiness is much lower. It says, our own time. It says, listen, people had the green not to go to Israel. He said, the proud Yerushalayim, you don't know where Beit HaMikdash was even. You want to go over there, to stand over there next to it, to feel where was it, to give you some kind of energy of happiness. You don't even know where it is. And it says, what do you have to do? It says, you have to accept it. Yosef HaChamim say, more and more Torah. And the Torah will make your heart happy. I'm happy. My heart will be happy. My heart will be happy. Hashem is going to be happy. I said, that's the goal. The goal is to make Hashem happy. That's the Gemara says. If you're not going to have Beit HaMikdash in your life, I destroyed it. I didn't destroy it. It's not true. Baruch Hashem, I'm happy with it. No. Means the Torah, if you're going to learn, says the Torah, that's going to bring the Yeshua. Not the Torah. The Torah, the Gemara says, protect you. Torah Magna. Because you learn Torah? No. Because Torah creates energy of happiness. And happiness can be in your heart, and Hashem sees that you're happy, He is happy. That's real happiness. The heart should be happy. Chadi. The Avraham Avinu, he was happy in his heart. Sarah was happy in her spleen. That's why Hashem upset at Sarah, wasn't upset at Adam HaRishon. So that's really the whole secret of those days. That Chachamim said, very big days. The 21 days between Shiva Sabbat and Tisha B'Av. The same 21 days between Rosh Hashanah and Shmini Atzeret. It says equal, the same thing. But there is happiness is still here. Should be happiness. Yafoch lanu. That means Hashem is going to turn into happiness, because the disaster is sadness. It's not the Mikdash was destroyed. The Mikdash destroyed the happiness of the world. It says the whole Echa is upset. It says that's the problem. You got to be happy. By learning a lot of Torah and learning the secrets of Hashem, says the Zohar, says the Ari, Mashiach will come. Amen.
Amen.